For the audience, they need to know, number one, I've had a near-death experience, and number two, I was at the Gerson Institute, which is the king of potatoes. The Gerson Institute did the cancer curing and all those other things for people in Mexico. When you use a potato, it gives you both protein and starch. And when you do an organic potato, it's going to fill you up and it's going to clear out your intestinal tract. When you're doing this, it is going to help regulate your blood sugar, unless you're so severely have an issue with blood sugar, and it will also clear the toxins out of your body. So in a form, it's the fiber you need to clean you out. Ozempic has another issue that it does, and you said, why was it demonized? Number one, for severe diabetics, potatoes are not something that's good because it can affect a severe diabetic's blood sugar.
Yeah.
For things like that medication, which is a big money maker for big pharma, it is also creating an issue where it cleans stuff out. So there's competition. Anytime you have a demonization of a food, you know that there's a big pharma connection or separation where big pharma, or can actually interfere with some meds.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of it. So remember, you're on a planet of evil. Evil runs the show. Evil knows where it can go. There's no karma here. So evil's going to interfere with anything natural, because anything natural is God-based. Anything natural is simple. That's God-based. And as a result, potatoes were used, still are, at the Gerson Institute. When Charlotte was alive, we ate as many potatoes as you wanted during the day.
How were they preparing the potatoes at the Gerson?
Every way you can think of it.
Really?
You name it, you can eat it.
Got it.
But my favorite was always just a baked potato.
Yeah.
Now, in that particular regard, I was not eating a lot of butter when I was with the Gerson Institute, but I've had potatoes as big as a pound with a pound of butter on it. And that was when I was working with Agenus Vanderplants and the raw food diet, where I was eating lots of coconut because the fat was beneficial with the starch and the protein that's based in the potato to detoxify.
Yeah, so you mentioned to me the other day that one of the best things that you can do is eat more fat when you're stressed.
The body reacts in both the kidneys and adrenals and the liver, as well as the spleen, and it needs the extra fat, especially with toxic environments, and what they spray in the sky, what they have in the water, what they have in the air, the 5G, you need the extra fat to clear. The European diet, the triangle, is not based on what your body needs and ancient humans actually need. If you go to Eskimos and you see the diet that they have, they never died of cardiovascular issues.
And all they did was eat fat.
The fat of an animal.
Yeah.
And they ate raw food.
Yeah.
And so I eat raw coconut, and I eat potato, and I'll eat my organic butter, and sometimes not organic butter. Depends on my live blood cell analysis. But I'll eat the fat from the butter, which raw butter and raw creams don't necessarily directly go through the liver, they go around it. So it's used, if you're having a bowel issue, butter will actually be very useful to help you relax your bowels, and you'll have a much easier time. Now, I don't stop anybody from listening from their MDs. I don't do that at all. I come from a God-based reality. And if somebody says, I'm going to listen to my MD, then listen to your MD. Live your life according to your MD, which means medical doctor, not major deity. I want you to be clear about that. I'm also not going to tell you, you have to do this. You can't do that. I'll never do that. This is a life in a realm of freedom of free will without constraint. If you're going to work with me, I'm going to show you the divine path you have to be on. If it is not juxtaposed with what your MD says, your freedom of free will is your choice. I do not dictate policy. It's your body. Live it. Live your life.